To test whether her husband truly loved her, the woman deliberately pretended to be accidentally electrocuted, putting herself into a state of feigned death. The man panicked when he saw her and acted extremely heartbroken. But once he confirmed his wife had no breath, he immediately revealed his true colors. It turned out her husband had long been cheating on her with Linda behind her back, and Linda had even given birth to his child. What shocked the woman even more was that in order to get the woman's assets, Linda had secretly switched her own baby, meaning the child the woman was raising was actually Linda and her husband's, while her own baby had already been sold off by Linda. Soon after, the man's parents rushed over after hearing the news. Seeing that the woman had supposedly died, Mr. Smith was so furious, he slapped his son. Hearing this, the woman felt relieved, since in her memory, Mr. Smith had never been this angry. The woman decided that once she woke up, she would give her company shares to the man's parents. But the next second, she overheard from their conversation that the Smiths were angry, only because they hadn't gotten her assets yet, and they were fully aware of the plan between the man and Linda. Seeing this hypocritical family, the woman deeply regretted not listening to her mother's advice. It turned out the woman's mother, Mary, was a powerful local businesswoman with years of experience. Mary could immediately see that the man was absolutely not someone her daughter should trust her life with. She had warned her daughter many times, but the woman didn't believe her to prove her husband's love. She intentionally staged this whole incident, but she never expected that her husband's entire family would be so vicious. Soon after, her husband's family held a funeral for the woman. At the funeral, they acted extremely sorrowful. The guests, seeing this, all felt sorry for the woman, but the woman had already seen through the hypocrisy of her husband and Linda. She felt deeply disgusted. She didn't expect that Linda, out of years of resentment, would lean over to her ear and whisper that she would take good care of her daughter, thinking of what happened to her real child. The woman became emotionally overwhelmed. She suddenly reached out and grabbed Linda's hair. Everyone was shocked. After Linda broke free, the man checked her body again, cautiously, confirming she really appeared to have no breath. He explained to everyone that this was just a normal post-mortem reaction and that they shouldn't be scared. But the next second, thinking of her child, she shed a tear. The guests were terrified seeing this, thinking she wasn't dead at all. But Linda argued that the woman was just reluctant to leave, which was why she shed tears. To avoid any further incidents, the man announced that the woman should be cremated as soon as possible, and the guests agreed one after another, but the woman was completely conscious. Before carrying out her plan, she had already told a friend about her feigned death. Now she could only pray her friend would arrive soon to help revive her, but that friend never showed up. Just as the woman was about to be taken to the crematorium, Mary suddenly arrived. It turned out, although the woman's relationship with her mother had deteriorated because of her husband, Mary still cared deeply for her daughter. Under her assistant's persuasion, Mary brought gifts and went to the man's house, planning to repair their relationship. But as soon as she arrived at the door, she saw the obituary posted. Mary couldn't believe what she was seeing and rushed to the funeral home. Seeing her daughter lying in the casket, Mary was heartbroken. She suspected someone must have harmed her daughter, but the man's family insisted it was just an accident, and their acting was very convincing. Mary was fooled as well. The man knelt and apologized to her and explained what had happened. The woman knew her husband was lying, but she couldn't move at all. Unexpectedly, the assistant found holes in his story. Since the woman supposedly died from electrocution, they had never once called a doctor. Mary immediately insisted on having a doctor examine her. Maybe her daughter wasn't actually dead. Linda had no choice but to call the doctor. Soon after the doctor arrived, however, after examining her, he claimed the woman had no vital signs. The woman then realized that the doctor had been secretly colluding with Linda. Mary refused to accept her daughter's death. She grabbed the man emotionally, accusing him of not taking proper care of her daughter. The woman couldn't bear to see her mother so heartbroken. Her finger suddenly twitched. Mary became excited upon seeing this, thinking her daughter might still be saved, but Linda insisted Mary must have seen wrong, since the doctor had already examined her to ease Mary's suspicion. The man lied deliberately, saying that because his wife and Mary